Here we go. Woo! Turn this up. Oh, good morning. Hi. It's been 150 years since I've seen you guys. Doesn't it feel like that? It does to me. Let's see here. Oh, wow. And YouTube let me log right in and actually get on. That's crazy. I'll be honest, I was a little nervous that nobody was going to show up, that you guys had just kind of forgotten about me, and I understand. I totally understand. If you did, if you do, I get it. I haven't been here in a very long time. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Hi. Who is this? Pam, I don't know. Wow, you guys, I missed you guys a lot. We have a lot to catch up on, a lot of chit chat, but I'm going to start with the exciting stuff. So those of you that don't want to hang around and see where I've been for the last, 4 weeks, you can go. Excuse me. But, oh my goodness, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. I have to tell you guys, so I have some new cork to show you, and I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to talk to you about where I've been, but I'm going to start this just by saying a couple things. First of all, thank you, because I'm reading all of your comments and telling me you missed me and good morning, and you're happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you're here. I just want to say a few things, get it out, be done with it. I'm always very transparent with you guys, and some things have been on my mind lately. I'm not going to get deep into anything. I know we're just starting out. It's 11:01. Here I already go. But just, I like to be honest and open with you guys so that you know where I'm at mentally. And also so that if any of you are kind of in the same boat, that you know that you're not alone. Because it stinks when you feel like you're alone. The past, I'm going to say, well, probably since the project box came out, which was August, I think it was August. Pretty much since the project box had come out, I have been on this weird roller coaster of emotions of super happy, depressed, happy again, anxious, like just very overwhelmed. Things have been going on personally. I was sick for a little bit, which just kind of always puts me in a mood. I hate being sick. We all hate being sick, but especially when you want to accomplish things and then you just kind of feel like super bummed out because you're sick. I've been feeling very removed from everything, from not being around, just from, from not seeing you guys, from not talking to you guys. I mean, I don't see you guys, but you know what I mean. Just yesterday, I just had a flood of emotions of just being very overwhelmed and anxious and nervous and depressed and just craziness. And it ended with a very tear-filled phone call with my mom. Hi, Mom, if you're listening. But what are moms for? So just I'm just in a weird headspace right now, and if you are too, it's okay, and you're not alone. And I just want you to know that. And it stinks, but we'll move forward and we'll get out of it and things will get better. And I'll be totally 100% with you right now, sitting here right now, feeling at home with you guys and reading your beautiful words and your comments. I already feel happier. I still feel like I'm gonna cry a little bit, but I think it's happy tears, so it's totally fine. But I've enjoyed the last few weeks, but I also, in a way, haven't. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So if I look tired, I am. If I seem off or weird in any way, I am. We don't have to point it out. I pointed it out. It's totally fine. So it's totally okay. But we're all just kind of doing our thing right now, getting through. The world is weird right now. I've received some very strange emails and text messages over the last few weeks. I don't know. I'm feeling, the feelings are very overwhelming right now. But I'll be fine. I have friends. I have a great husband who's been making me laugh. He knows when I'm like this that I just need hugs and laughs. And we have a skeleton, a little, we have many, but we have a little skeleton that's been sitting in our kitchen on the bowl of lemons. We have a designated bowl for lemons. And the skeleton every day has been in different positions thanks to my husband. And this morning I found him in the microwave. So he knows when I just need a little boost. And so do my girls who are right next to me, who have been attached at the hip since I got home. I think they finally love me almost as much as I love them. We're working on it. Hi, Rox. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to come? You want to come up? She's not sure. But they're both sitting next to me. So I got up this morning. I got myself ready. I put on my favorite earrings and my favorite sweatshirt. I still have sweatpants and slippers on. You can't see that part, but I made the best effort I could. So I just wanted to say that's where I'm at. I hope that everybody and anybody who is dealing with anything related to the hurricane, which is many of my friends, I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you're here watching because that means that you have you have internet and you're doing okay. So I hope that you are here from Florida and the southern states and you're watching and you're like, whew, we missed it. We're good. If you are not, I hope that you are doing well and I send all the good vibes to you. So that's it. I'm not going to cry today. I'm not going to be emotional and weepy. It's totally fine. Charlie, I don't know if I could have said it any better. I often find an extreme, intense, creative period, I have sort of an emotional collapse. Maybe that's what it is. I'm very emotional right now. My mother asked me yesterday if it was that time of the month. I was like, no, but thank you, Mom. What else are moms for except to tell you it's going to be okay and then point out, what's wrong with you. But it's okay. My mom is great. I just spent a week with her. So anyway, I'm here. You're here. Yes, Jennifer, the world is weird and we've all been a little reclusive. So let's talk about new cork because that's super exciting. And then I will tell you all the things I've been doing and how I feel about all of them. And so if you are somebody who maybe wants to do a little bit of vending, who maybe is thinking about venturing out, we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to be negative about it and try to discourage you, but I just want you to know how it went, how the shows went, how the craft show went, how my life is. So first things first, let's look at cork because cork is always a happy place to be, right? So finally, and I know that I don't need to, and I know that somebody, and it's probably going to be Shelly, is going to say, you don't owe anybody an apology, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I am just a very apologetic person. I am sorry that my communication skills have not been great lately. I am sorry that things have not been taken care of on the website, and I'm sorry that the hardware and zippers are still not addressed. I just yesterday got September Cork Club on the website. I'm doing the best I can. I am in survival mode. When I'm done surviving, I will be thriving again. I am just not right now. So I'm here for you. I'm just not here for you promptly, but I'm working on it. I'm working on not burning out, but also not putting myself into a mental hospital. So, September Cork Club. I thought it was pretty great. It was simple, but it was great. First was a basic chocolate because I know you guys love black, okay? You guys love black cork. You sell out black cork is out right now. You guys love black cork, and I do too. But for me, this chocolate, it just looks like leather. And it feels so nice. And I knew it was going to be Shelly, and I didn't even have to say it. You have nothing to be sorry for. She said, I'll keep saying it until you believe it. Shelly, you're going to be saying it until you're old, and I'm very old, because I don't know if I'll ever believe it, but I'm trying. So anyway, September, number 1 was chocolate. Because chocolate's a good staple. It's elegant, Tricia. You are correct. It looks like leather. It goes with everything. Like, what does chocolate brown not go with? So, we also have white geometric. So, I love this one. Just a little, you're not old, Shelly. Just a little break from florals, so just a little something different than natural, different than a floral, a little something I love this one. These are all on the website right now. And then last but not least, a personal favorite of mine is the new Dusty Lavender. Now, if you are a fan of lavender from the past that has been discontinued, this lavender right here, this is the best I can do for you right now. And I'm hoping that you're happy. I'm happy. So the big difference that I see is that the old lavender is a little tiny bit lighter, just a little bit. It's not even like a lot lighter. And it has more, it's not texture, it's like what do you call it? I guess it's the texture. It's just kind of that little speckliness, that's a word, that used to have. So here's my recommendation, and here's what I would say about this. If you have a bag that already has this on it, and you want to make a matching wallet or something to go with it, this will work just fine. If you're in the middle of making a bag, and you just decided to pick up an old piece of lavender and you want this on the front and you're like, shoot, I don't have enough for the back, you might not be super happy with that. Handles, sure. Next to each other, you will see a little bit of a difference, but I think separated just enough, you will end up having a little extra. So, all right, before we go on, I saw some cork questions and comments. Let me answer those, and then I have 3 newbies for you. And thank you, Brenda. Thank you, all of you. Zena and somebody else I just saw mentioned was talking about the EVL cork. I will be restocking cork. Unfortunately, I have been gone. I had a lot of the cork with me. I need to see what needs to happen, what doesn't need to happen. And if I'm being totally transparent, the world's a little tight right now on the financial end. So I'm going to be doing what I can with what I have. We will be getting restocks. We just might not be getting everything all at once. But anything that is definitely needed, back ordered, we will be getting some restocks in. We are working on cutting October Cork Club. That will be shipping out probably, I'm going to say Tuesday because Monday's a holiday. So Cork Club for October is coming. It's good, you guys. It's really good. There's 2 brand new ones and 1 restock and basic, but the 2 new ones I am so excited about, and I actually have 4 corks here because I couldn't decide which ones I wanted, and oh, that smells. So the 4th one is going to be part of November, so I already have November shipping. So Zoe, wow, girl. It's a good thing you guys only hear me and you don't smell anything. Anyway, so I'm super excited about October, and I'm also really excited about November. December I have not decided on yet because I cannot think about December. I can't even believe that we're almost halfway through October. I'm having a real problem with that. So things will be restocked. Things are working. If you need something, girl, you gotta get that in check. Whew. Cover that up. If you are looking for something and you need like an 18 by 27 or 9 by 27, whatever it is, and the website says back ordered, email me and let me know because I may have a piece of it. A lot of times the reason it says back ordered is because the inventory is very low and I don't want to oversell it. Every so often we have someone that will buy 3 or 4 of the same exact cork, and I don't want to tell them they can only have 1 piece because we don't have enough. So when it gets to like 1 or 2 pieces, sometimes it's 100% gone. But when it gets super low, that's when it goes to back order status on the website. But if you're desperately looking for something, email me. The worst thing I'm going to say is we don't have it, you're going to have to wait, but I might have a piece of it. And I'm always happy to check that. I'm not going anywhere for a while, which is super exciting. We may or may not go somewhere in November. I'm not going to say anything until I know for sure. But as of right now, we are not, I'm not going anywhere definitely for a while. Let me try those words again. So, okay, let me show you. So 2 of these, I guess, are oldies that are newbies again, and then 1 has never been on my website before. So the most exciting to me, we got fuchsia back. We finally got fuchsia back because my manufacturer deleted it, discontinued it, and the other one started selling it. And the first picture that I got, I said, you're calling that bright pink, but that looks red. Are you sure it's bright pink? And I got a new picture, and yes, it is bright pink. It's fuchsia. She's back. She's back. I'm so happy. This is on the website right now. This one is from a while back, and then it was promptly discontinued. And it's the lemon. And lemon, I'm trying to make sure that picks up nicely. It's a good yellow. It's, oh, I actually have mustard. Hold on. I did not even realize it was here. So there's your mustard. There's your lemon. So we have lemon yellow. Absolutely happy. Oh, there was another cork question I wanted to answer. Did Eric overcut September Cork Club? He did, but it's sold out. The package is already sold out. They were on, I think, within a few days of shipping. So basically, the question that Linda asked, and if anybody else wants to know, is in regards to the extra Cork Club packages that we talked about 4 weeks ago, a while back. If you are looking for those, like when October ships next week, all the shipping will be done. Everybody that has already paid for their subscription will have it on the way. And then the extra packages that he cuts, that he did cut by accident the first time, and now he 100% does it on purpose, and I never know how many he's gonna cut. Those will be right next to the Cork Club signups. So there's regular XL, and then there's a little thing that says Cork Club Extras. And that right now says sold out because the September ones are sold out. If you want to grab September, you can grab them individually. We don't have them packaged up for the discounted price. Those sold out within 2 days. So definitely, if you are looking for a Cork Club Extra for October, which I think it's really good. I'm really excited about October. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I think it's really good. Very different from the last month. I try to make them as different as I possibly can, but I'm like, oh, I'm really excited. Those will probably be up early to middle of next week. So I'm just giving you a warning. I will post it on Facebook and in the Facebook group as soon as I am able to do that as well. As soon as they're coming. I'll try to give you like a 24-hour notice. So let me show you one new cork, and then I will also want to talk about posting and where to find things, because that's become a whole thing in itself. So last but not least, we got, and this one is called striped lemons. The reason is because if I have lemon yellow and lemon cork, and especially when my mom helps me ship, it gets us both confused. So this is called striped lemons. Look at that. It's like a super pale gray blue on white with the lemons. It kind of looks like wallpaper, but like in a good way. It's definitely giving wallpaper vibes. Beth, it is 100% for you. I knew that Beth was going to be happy about this. Look at this. Like, why do I need a bag right now with lemons on it when we're going into fall? Because I do. I really want to make something right now. Look at how good that looks. Oh, like, I love it. Okay, so those are new. Those are on the website. They are ready for you when you are ready for them. So, okay. Let me talk about, I'm going through my notes. Okay. Zoe, stop barking. Don't start. Don't give in. Stop. Then go out there. It's like I never left. Girls. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sorry if you can, but I have to listen to it all day long. So, let's talk about posting and where to find updates, because what a ride it's been over like the last 6 months. Back in April, I was kicked off of my own Facebook page. So the So Many Creations Facebook page, like the business page, no longer belongs to me. I cannot post there. I cannot delete a comment. I can't get a message, and that's been a problem for a long time. I can't change the picture. Like the pictures that are on, I can't do anything. The only thing I can do is comment on an existing post as myself. That's been going on since April. But weirdly enough, in the world of social media that I will never understand to save my life, all of a sudden, my Instagram page, which has always been connected to Facebook, started posting again to Facebook. What was happening since April up until probably 2 or 3 weeks ago is if I would post on Instagram, I would just leave the little box check that said to also post to Facebook, but nothing would happen. And I would get an error message later that said, your post was unable to, upload on Facebook. I was like, well, that's because you removed me from my own page. But they've always been linked. So it was very weird. Well, all of a sudden one day, it was when we were in Jacksonville. So it was in the middle of September. I posted something on Instagram, ignored everything after that because I knew it wasn't going to post. And I saw a comment from someone that said, oh my God, you got your Facebook page back. And I was like, no, did I? I don't understand. And I went and looked, and lo and behold, Instagram now posts to Facebook, but I still can't post to Facebook directly. When I comment, if you notice that if I comment on anything, it's from me, my personal, it's not from So Many Creations. I still have zero access. So if you send me a message or if you want me to do anything, I can't do anything. I cannot do a darn thing. So I don't know why that happened. I don't know if it's going to last. But as of right now, everything I post to Instagram goes to Facebook. So because I can't post there directly, anything that is like an update, anything that's just words and not a picture, because Instagram has its own set of rules, I post it in the group. Mostly in the pattern dedication group because it's a larger group. If it's specifically cork related, I do put it in the cork group. So I'm not sure, Terry, the full question. Do I mean the pattern dedication group? I have access to the pattern dedication group. I'm an admin. I have access to the cork group, the cork fanatics group. I'm an admin. The page, like my Facebook page that says So Many Creations and has like, the website and the hours of business and all that, like the actual page, I have zero access to, unless I post on Instagram and then it posts there. I don't understand. I do not have full access. If you send me a message on Facebook, I will never see it. I didn't get notifications before, but now I can't even open it if I want to. I can't do anything except comment on posts that are already there. It is ridiculous. I have zero answers, but I don't know. Maybe it's one step closer to me getting my page back. Maybe I'm still sunk. If anybody in my universe knows anyone who works at Facebook, could you have them give me a call? I've tried everything, and I'm locked out. They removed me as an admin. I don't exist on my own Facebook page anymore, even though it is my face and my products. It's so stupid. I'm not too thrilled with Facebook in general, Kim, so I understand. But that's why we have our Facebook groups, and anything pattern related goes in the pattern group, and anything cork related, even if it's not my pattern, goes in the cork group. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as posting. So when I have extra cork club packages to send out, more than likely, since it's cork, I'll put it on the cork group, but I will try my best to put it in both groups. If you're in both groups, you're just going to see the notification twice, same post. So that's been a fun part of my 4-week adventure. Okay, I need a coffee. All right. Terry, I have literally no idea. I'm only so smart. I'm not that smart. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to get in. I even had Lauren Mormino, who is tech savvy and younger than me and smart. I had her look to see, and she thought she had something, and then we kind of looked together, and I was like, nope, stop it. I got into that same page. There's like I get to a certain point and then it wants information, but I can't send them the information. So, okay, will you guys stop? The cork group is the So Many Creations Cork Fanatics group. So we have 2 separate groups. The pattern dedication group is for my patterns, made from anything that you want. I don't care where you bought the cork, the vinyl, the fabric, I don't care. I'm going to let these dogs outside and lock them out. The pattern dedication group, it has to be my pattern. It has to be made from my pattern. Even if you made a modification, it has to be made from my pattern. That goes in that group. If you bought cork from the website and made anything that you want, it could be anyone's pattern in the whole world. It can be Lauren's pattern. It can be something you made up. It can be anything you want. Those posts, as long as it's my cork, can go in that group. I know it can be confusing, but I tried my best. Patterns, cork, the whole thing. I do my best. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so before we get into my travels, I just want to give a little shout out because we have some new Patreons, and I don't have the last note that I had, so I don't know if some of these are repeats, and I'm sorry if they are, but also thank you twice. So we have some new Patreons, and I just wanted to say thank you to them and welcome them to our Patreon. We have Jennifer, Donna Lynn, Carlene, Elaine, Etta, Betty, Kim, and Rhonda. There. Okay. So we got all the stuff. You got the cork. You got that. So where have I been? Why haven't you seen me? And what's been going on? Let's catch up. So I'm going to take another sip of coffee because I feel like I need it. It's really good. It could be a little bit warmer, but that's okay. I made it like an hour ago. All right. So let's go all the way back to the last time that I was on YouTube with you guys, the last Friday, whatever that date was. I was getting sick. I had just gotten home from, from being at Mormino for the, was it? I don't remember. Yes, I was there for the redo event from the show that does not exist anymore. So I was getting back from that, got back. Eric was terribly sick, but in full denial of being sick. And I was like, but you're sick. And he's like, I'm not sick. I never get sick. He was sick. And yes, he was tremendously ill and had COVID. And so then I got sick afterwards. And then ironically, my sister got sick, but I didn't see her prior to that. So it was just weird. We all just got sick at the same time. So I tried my best. I got through YouTube. I was not feeling 100%, but that Friday was our virtual retreat. And I love our virtual retreats. And Shelly always jokes that she has perfect attendance. Well, so do I, because they're my retreats. I do not have perfect attendance anymore. Shelly now has better attendance than the host. By the end of the day Friday, I felt so crummy, and worse than that, sounded horrible. I sounded so bad. And Shelly and I were texting afterwards, and she was like, if you can't make it, like, I'll host the retreat. It'll be totally fine. And we kind of checked to make sure that I could switch her on Zoom, and it worked, and it was totally good. And Shelly was the host for 2 days, all day Saturday and Sunday. And I've thanked her 100 times, and I will keep thanking her, because if she was not willing to do it, I was going to have to find someone else to do it. But also, I still feel bad because it's just who I am. It's part of my personality. Of course, I feel awful. But if nobody wants to do it, then I was going to have to cancel the retreat, which back when I didn't know everybody as well, probably would have been the option, or I would have just suffered through it and felt like absolute garbage for 2 days. So thanks to Shelly, I got to take a lot of naps. I got to rest a little bit. I was very worked up because I was getting ready to leave. I had to go teach first, and so I had to have the car packed for Eric to drive down. There were so many things going on. And I know I'm waiting for one of you to say, well, that's why you get sick, because you got too much going on. I know. I'm well aware of that. Okay? I'm well aware of that. But also, we all get sick. We all get sick sometimes. I'm not exposed to a lot of people all the time, so I don't get sick a ton. But when I do, I go all in. And so Eric was getting over it and feeling better, and I was feeling crummy. And I have a pretty sturdy immune system, but when I do get sick, it's just all out. Like, I never get like a little bit of a cold where I have a tiny little cough. I'm just like either healthy or sick as a dog. So it was horrible. I was responding to a few things on the computer. I was trying to like answer a few emails because I do still have a business to run. I wasn't so sick that I couldn't move, but I did do a lot of napping that weekend. And so luckily Shelly was there. That Thursday, I was flying to Illinois. I was flying to the class that I had scheduled with Lauren and Nicole. On Tuesday or Wednesday before I left, I had a nail appointment. I took so much medication. I had 2 masks on. I just wanted to make sure that I was like covered up, because I said to my nail girl, if you don't want me to come, I won't come. But can I please come? I need my nails done, and I will try to. I will cover my entire face if you want me to. And so I did, and I got my nails done. Yes, I have priorities. So I went. I flew. I did not feel terrible on the plane, but I didn't feel great. And flying is not one of my favorite things to do anyway. But I made it through. I got there, and I just had no appetite. I just was not feeling. I felt better. I wasn't coughing, but I just was kind of like, bleh. But I got through. Our class was amazing. It was amazing. If you were in my class, thank you. Our classes, it was so good. Nicole taught on Friday. I taught on Saturday. Lauren started a little bit Saturday afternoon and then finished on Sunday. And everybody went home with 3 finished projects. It was amazing. It was one of the best classes I have ever had, like top 3 of my entire life. We all helped each other. It's so fun to, like, I'm sure it's fun for you too as a student, but for me as a teacher who is not always the best at letting other people help me and is always a little hesitant, to have 2 people that I know so well, that I care about, that I trust so much, help me in my class, and to be able to help them in their class was unbelievable. Like, we just work really well together. You know, Nicole, I've never made Nicole's pattern or Lauren's pattern, but I was just like, okay, what step are we on? Great. And I would just walk around. At one point during Lauren's class, because theirs was a little bit more kind of pick and choose, and they had like some more options to change theirs up and customize it. Lauren was like, hey, could you do this and have these people do this step? And I was like, done. And we were just so much in sync with each other. It was amazing. It just was such a great weekend that I just wanted to like never leave. And then we were staying at Lauren's. We had just like, you know, girls sleepover. Like, it was just such a great weekend. It was a great way to start a very long little traveling adventure of mine. So it was super fun. I had an absolute great time. I did take my macaron class. There was 5 of us that went and took that class. I have made 2 batches since I've been home, and I literally just got home Monday. I've made 2. They taste delicious. They don't look so pretty. Macarons are a nightmare, but I'm going to master it. I will master it. It's going to happen. This will not be knitting for me, which is something else that I really want to do and can't do. I will master these stupid little French cookies. It's fine. But Eric tried one yesterday and said, but they're delicious. Who cares what they look like? They taste great. And I was like, I really don't care. They need to look pretty. To which he had to get deep and philosophical. I don't know what happened to him while I was gone. He started a whole conversation of, you know, was your first bag the most perfect bag? And did you just quit after that? And I was like, oh, just go to bed. I don't need that kind of positivity in my life. Leave me alone. Let me sulk here in my macarons. But I did. They are delicious. So it's okay. I'm on to something. I need a little finessing because I've been left unsupervised and I don't have a teacher telling me what to do. So for the first time, more than ever before, I understand how you guys feel when you open up a pattern. You're like, I don't have a clue what's going on, but I should be able to do this. I make bags. I get you guys more than I've ever before. Yes, exactly, Charlie. If you're gonna bring logic into this, we're done. Like, I don't need a pep talk. I just need you to be like, it's gonna be fine, honey. You're pretty, and that's all. You know, just leave me alone. I'll get it. So, after I left Illinois, I flew on that next Monday so now we have retreat, then we have teaching in Illinois, then I flew to Jacksonville, Florida by myself. I had a whole day basically to myself, like most of the day. I got there late Monday, took an Uber to Target, bought myself some things. that I needed that I didn't have with me because flying is restricting and I couldn't bring everything and my suitcase was already overweight as it was. I just shipped things home from Lawrence. It was a whole thing. So ran some errands. Eric got there on Tuesday, like 9 o'clock at night on Tuesday. He drove all the way through from New York to Florida. And then we vended in Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville, I've been to Florida before. I've vended in Florida. Jacksonville was an interesting show. I am still not decided if I'm going back or not. I'm kind of split in the middle of 50-50. Was it a profitable show? Yes. Did I meet some amazing people and get to connect with a lot of people? Yes. Was I thoroughly impressed with how some of the things were handled? No. One of the things that will always bother me, and maybe I'm a goody two-shoes, I don't know. When you sign up to vend at anything, whatever it is, you sign up for something, you have a contract, and the contract gives you a set of rules. And as the vendor or the teacher or whatever, you're supposed to follow the rules. That's why they give them to us. Something that will never, ever sit well with me, that will frustrate me to no end, is when people leave the show early and pack up their booth early. Because it's unnecessary. Like and I'm going to contradict myself majorly by the time we get to the end of this hour. So just wait for that, because I'm going to tell you something and I'm going to contradict myself 100%. I understand you sell out or the show's not good or whatever. You have feelings. I get the whole thing. I get it. But when it's like an hour before the show closes, just wait the hour. Like just wait an hour. The vendor across from me left 2 hours early. I was like, it's 2 hours. You just gotta sit there for 2 more hours and then you can leave with everybody else. And then the vendor next to them left an hour before we closed. And I was like, but why? But why? Like, it's so close to the end. Just stick it out. It's just, I don't know. I find it awkward and weird and strange. Like, I just don't get why you just don't wait. If the show had been bad from the beginning, I guess I can understand more if you just decided to leave, like day 2. But like when you have an hour, I don't get it. And I think what frustrated me more was that the person who is going to be taking over for next year was asking the vendors, how did the show go? How was everything? Any positive or negative feedback, anything you want to share? So we kind of talked and I gave her some positives that I enjoyed. But I also said that right there, there's 2 vendors. We're now 20 minutes to close. They're already gone. That frustrates me because we're right there and they left and we have a contract and no one says anything to them. And I guarantee you they'll be allowed back because nobody's going to say anything. And her response was, I know. And then she walked past both of them, or well, one of them that was still packing up and didn't say anything. And I think that's why I got frustrated, because I was like, you asked me for feedback. I literally pointed a problem out that you could resolve just by simply walking over and saying, you do have to be here until we're closed. Like, I understand you took your booth down, but you do have to be here till you close. And instead she was just like, I know. And then she walked away and I was like, so anyway, that was a little bit of a frustration. Also, I didn't get power that I paid for until halfway through the first day because we went and hunted down the electrician ourselves. So those were some negatives from the show. Overall, it was a great show. We had a great time. Eric has decided he's not crazy about the city of Jacksonville. It is a lot of one-ways and strange roads, and I think he was just extra tired. So will we go back next year? I don't know. If I go back next year, will my mom be with me? I'm feeling like probably. I think it might be more of a mom show than an Eric show, but we'll see. So I made no decisions really for next year past February, so I don't have any answers right now. When we were done with that, I did get to go visit my sister for a couple of days. I almost said for a couple of years. It wasn't. It was for a couple of days. So Eric was extremely tired. So he kind of just like chilled in the hotel, which he needed. He did all the driving. So he was just chilling. I went over to see my sister, did some laundry. It's always nice when you have a place to wash your clothes. Did some laundry, played with her dog, hung out. We had a great time. And then we headed to Fredericksburg. So Fredericksburg was another first for us. We've never been we'd never done a show in Virginia. I think I did one in Virginia Beach several years ago, but that was it. But Fredericksburg was new for both of us. Also, back-to-back shows were new for Eric and for myself, not having done them since 2020. I think 2020 was the last time I did 2 back-to-back shows. It was pretty chaotic, exhausting. By Fredericksburg, I was pretty tired. Excuse me. But Fredericksburg was great. I got to meet a lot of awesome people. Karen was there. Karen came over to say hi. And I gotta tell you guys, Karen did it exactly right, exactly the way that I want all of you to do it. She came up and she said, "Hi, I'm Karen." And she told me exactly who she was. And then she had to go. She's like, "I'll be back." But she came right up and she was like, "I know you, but you don't know me. So let me tell you your name, my name. I know my name. Let me tell you my name." She said, "I'm Karen." And I was like, "Great." And it was perfect because sometimes, and I understand because I've been there before, we forget that I can't see you, but you can see me. So when you come up to someone and just start talking to them and they don't know who you are, as the person who doesn't know who you are, it makes me feel super bad because my brain starts going, have we met? Did I forget? Were you a student? Do I know you? Do you know me from YouTube? So when you don't tell me straight out where I know you from or that you know me and we haven't met in person, it makes me deeply confused. So I appreciate a just blunt, straightforward introduction. "Hi, I'm Karen. We haven't met before, but I love your YouTube channel." And I'm like, yes, like that, I'm living for it. Because another interaction I had with, there was a whole group of women. One of them just kind of tapped me on the shoulder as I was talking to someone, and she was like, "Hey, Jess, how are you?" And I was like, "I don't know who you are." And then again, that whole cycle starts of, have we met? Did I teach you? Where do I know you? Excuse me. And come to find out, we have not met before. Her group was from Shanova's channel. And they just happened to know who I was and that I was going to be there. And so I was a little like deer in headlights because it's like one of those movie reels where all the things are going through someone's head. I'm just like running through this Rolodex of information. Do I know you? Have I met you? I don't know what's happening. Luckily, they introduced themselves afterwards. I was very caught off guard because I was in the middle of a conversation. So if you have the chance, don't do that to me, please. But don't even assume that I know who you are because I have a terrible memory and I would rather that you just told me and I said, "No, I know who you are," than to just be like, "You know me. Remember I took a class with you in 2014? And I'll be like, "No, I don't at all." So it's always really nice. And Heather mentioned husband. It just reminded me. The funny thing about husbands too is that you guys all know my husband and he doesn't know any of you because he has a worse memory than me and he hasn't taught you or met you at shows in the past because he doesn't go to all of them with me. So it's always really funny because people will come up and start talking to him and he's like, "Oh, that's right. You also put my life on the internet." And I'm like, sorry. He does take it better than my mom. My mom is getting better about it, but my mom in the beginning was very confused as to why anybody knew anything about her because she's not even on my channel. But if I would say like, "Oh, I'm going to a show, my mom's coming," someone would go, "Hi, Jess's mom," and she's like, "I don't know how you know I'm her mother." And I'm like, "Well, we look alike, first hope, but also because I told them you were coming." So Eric does take it a little bit better. Sometimes my mom is still like, "How do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "Mom, YouTube, it's fine." So it's just very funny. So that was Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg was honestly a blur just because I was so deeply tired. Before I go on, yes, I will answer this question again. Do you plan to list the cork from the project box? It is on order. I can list it for pre-order. It's not something I typically do, but if you want me to put it up for pre-order, I can. It's probably not going to be here until closer to the end of November. Unfortunately, again, things that I can't control like manufacturing and timelines. But yes, I will get that listed. Just know it's going to be for pre-order. It is not here. It is not in-house. It is sold out, gone, wiped out. So yes, I will get the watercolor roses from Lauren listed this weekend, and it will be up for pre-order. So, okay. Let me see here. Just make sure I did not miss anything. Okay, so Charlie said something funny. I know that. You're funny, Charlie. Okay, so we did all these crazy things. I was teaching, and then I was vending, and then I, in my head, said, oh, I have a whole week in between before I leave for our girls' trip and the craft show. Fantastic. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I did not realize that until about midway through Fredericksburg. I did not realize that Eric and I were going to be coming home on Sunday, and my mom and I were leaving on Wednesday. And that was not fun information to realize last minute, but unfortunately, it's what happened. So I just fully convinced myself, and I think I've realized the problem. I think when a week starts with 1 month and ends with a different month, that I just assume that there's time in between. Like if the week starts and it's still September, I'm like, oh, well, October's not for another week. That was not true. We were leaving on Wednesday, and I was 100% unprepared. So we got home from Fredericksburg on Sunday. It was our anniversary. So we did spend time together, just not the way we wanted to. Just driving home, that's what we did together. I got home to our very excited dogs, to which I promptly left and went downstairs and unpacked every bin from the car so that I could get a few orders shipped and get a few things done, and then repack all of the stuff for the craft fair. For those of you that don't know, I decided, for whatever reason, that I was going to vend at a craft fair. I decided this in like February. Don't trust decisions you make in February for October, because it doesn't always pan out. So I decided I was going to go to a craft show. And in February, I wrote this whole list that's sitting next to my desk of all the things that I wanted to make and have prepared for the craft show. And if I worked on them all year round, I'd have this big stock of inventory, and it would be amazing, and I would be all ready to go. That didn't happen because I am a procrastinator. And I'm really good at being a procrastinator. I'm the best procrastinator you can ever meet. And, you know, I decided that like a couple weeks before that I should probably start thinking about it and worrying about getting things ready. So I was mostly selling jewelry. A couple people were like, but why aren't you selling bags? One of those people being my husband. And I was like, because bags are a pricey item and take a lot of time and, you know, and a lot of energy, and jewelry is fun. And I want to do, like, I just want an outlet to be able to give myself a reason to keep buying things to make jewelry, because I have fun doing it. And instead of just doing it, you know, and putting it on my website, why not sell it in person? I don't have to take pictures of everything. It'll be super fun. And that was over about an hour into the craft show. I'm going to be totally upfront with you. It was dismal. It was awful. It was one of the worst things I've ever attended in my life. And the reason that I feel that way, and the reason that I say that, I fully understand. And again, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I don't want any of you to feel discouraged by what I'm saying. If you want to do a craft show, do a craft show. If you want to do something, just do it. Because the worst thing that you can do in this world, I feel wholeheartedly about, is to not do something and regret not doing it. I had to do it because I had to know. I had to know if I could do it. I had to know if I, you know, liked it. I had to know. I had to try. In trying, I realized that it's not for me, and that's fine. I'm not upset about that. The things that I'm upset about, honestly, are the fact that I stupidly fell for it again. I believed somebody else's words instead of taking it with a grain of salt. I believed the information that was put in front of me, which I later found out was false. And that is really disheartening. And so I just caution you, if you want to do any kind of vendor event like this, don't just take your information from the people running the event who will literally tell you anything you need to hear to get you to sign up. Talk to other vendors. Go to the event and walk around and see what's going on. See what the crowd looks like. See if people are carrying bags of things out. Look and see what's going on. Unfortunately, we are in a rough economic climate right now, so that doesn't help. And this is not to open up a political conversation, so I will shut this down real quick if you do. Election years are always kind of hairy when it comes to finances and everything, especially getting this so close to it. And of course, it's the year that I picked to do it. I picked a crazy bad economy year, an election year, to go and do a craft show that also was 3 years into a new location, and people are really bitter about it. So I didn't fully do my research before signing up, and I will blame myself for that. But also, I am frustrated at the fact that I was given false information, but also I'm mad at myself for not checking on that. And what I mean by that is that I was talking to another vendor, and do I know this woman? Do I know if she's telling me the truth or lying? No, I don't know anything about her. But as somebody who's been vending at this show for 9 years, I think she has a pretty good insight on it. And I think that some of the things she was saying were pretty spot on, judging by what I could see happening. When you're, we went in, my mom and I went and set up, we had a girls' weekend planned, and we planned the girls' weekend and the trip around this event so that I could work and make money and also have a girls' weekend. In hindsight, the girls' weekend would have just been more fun just by itself. So we went in, we got there on Wednesday, set up, took us a couple hours. I had a pretty good spot. I was inside. I got upgraded to an inside spot. I really liked my spot. I had a really nice neighbor next to me. Her and her husband were super sweet. Lisa and Bob, I don't know if you're watching, but hi. They were super nice. And so we just kind of, we chatted and stuff. And what I noticed is that what I've noticed from my history of quilt shows and bag shows and those kinds of vending events, your first day kind of sets the bar and sets the tone for the rest of the event. 9 times out of 10, and everything's different, but this is my personal experience. 9 times out of 10, day one is your best day. People have kind of started to learn that getting to an event early means you're getting the best selection and things aren't going to run out and you can get what you want, whether that is cork or whether that is a pair of earrings. And so I think people are starting to really pick up on that, and they want to go the first day. They want to see when the inventory is full. They want to get in first. Everybody loves to be ahead of the game. So judging by day one, my sales at this show, I was like, okay, I covered my booth fee, and I was profitable at that point. Not by a lot. I wasn't like, whoo, that was crazy. My inventory still looked full. Everything was still going well, but as of that first, which was Thursday, because it was Thursday through Sunday, I said to myself, if this is the bar that we have set, that means the next 3 days are not going to be good at all if it goes by normal show history. So Thursday was amazing. And I mean, considering it was a craft show and I was selling small items, everything in my booth was under $25. Which I intentionally did. I did that with intention because craft shows, people are looking for bargains. We all know that. Whether it is a juried craft show or a boutique or a craft show at a church bazaar, they always want the low priced items. That's what they're looking for. So I went in as prepared as I could be for everything. I had a lot of very nice comments. I had a lot of really nice interactions, but I said to my mom, this makes me very anxious for the next few days, because if Thursday is good, not great, what are we up for? Friday was horrendous. It was, and this is not just me like, oh, boo-hoo, I didn't sell a lot of stuff. That's not what this is. We looked, because my sister and her girlfriend came and sat at my booth with me for the second day so my mom could take a break. We looked, and my sister, who's 25, who is super smart and sweet, but doesn't always pay attention to a lot of things, commented and said, I don't see a lot of people with bags in their hands. And I said, you are correct. Now, yesterday, Thursday, I saw a lot of shopping bags. Friday, I saw a lot of walking around, a lot of this and that, a lot of looking, a lot of touching, a lot of, oh, your stuff's so nice, and walking away. People were not buying. They just were not buying on Thursday. So Thursday was not a great day. And I thought, oh, or Friday, I was like, oh no, what's going to happen the next 2 days? So I was talking to my neighbor. I kind of was, voicing some concerns about it and asking her opinion from doing this show. And, she kind of agreed with me, and she was like, yeah, people are not buying. And I said, how long have you been doing the show? She said 9 years. This is the 3rd year that it's been at this location. They were at a different location and had to move because they had grown. You think growth is good. Growth is a good thing. Well, growth, yes, but also attendance down. Because people were extremely bent at the fact that the show moved. They complain about it every time there was a post with any information about the show. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, hey, I'm Jessica and I sell earrings. And they're like, we wish you weren't at this location. They literally commented on every single post that there is about how mad they are that they moved. So I saw some of the comments and I was like, okay. Saturday was okay. Wasn't bad. But the crowd dwindled down to nothing by 2 p.m. and we were there until 5. So for 3 hours, we sat there. Basically, I was writing a pattern. I made use of my time. I wrote my pattern, but there was nothing happening. And so on Sunday, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you I was gonna contradict myself by the end of this video. I did the unspeakable. I did something that I have never and said I would never do. And I packed up my booth on Sunday. And I am not ashamed of myself. I thought that I would be. But I made the decision while I was driving there Sunday morning, exhausted and just looking at all of the facts that were put in front of me, all of the information that I had learned. I said to myself, I'm never, ever coming back to this craft show ever again. I am not established here as anybody. Nobody here knows who I am. It's not going to change my business here. It's not going to change my cork and my pattern business. And I understand some of you right now might be judging me and might say, yeah, but you just had a lot to say about people leaving early at the last show. And I did. You're absolutely right. And I've always said I would never do that. I would never do that if it was going to affect my name and my business, which to this place, I was nobody. At quilt shows, people know me from my YouTube channel. Nobody at this place even had a clue who I was, except one person who came over and said, I watch you on YouTube, and she knew me. And she came specifically to say hi to me, and she purchased some things. Other than that, I knew that I wasn't anyone there. I knew I was never coming back. I knew that even if I got a message or a letter, an email that said you are not welcome back, I would say, I understand. I'll take full credit for that. That's fine. But the thing that made my decision, aside from just feeling like I was wasting my time, feeling like I was going to sit there again until 5 o'clock, from 9 a.m. until 5 o'clock on Sunday. My neighbor that I was talking to, we were talking the night before about numbers and the things that they say. And she told me after 9 years, they're never going back to the show again because her and her husband were super frustrated with how things were going. And that took me by surprise because I saw her talking the whole time. And she sold these bags. She gave me one. I wish I had one. They're made from a square of fabric and they're like tied in a certain way. It's a Japanese technique. They're really cool and they're shopping bags. I saw people carrying her bags. I saw her having conversations with people. She seemed super busy. So in my head, I was like, oh, they must be super crazy busy this whole time. She told me their sales were less than a quarter of what they were last year. And she said, I can't do this again. I cannot come back and do this again. It's just not working anymore. And I said, well, they told all of us over and over again, there's 150,000 attendees. She goes, yeah, there was. That hasn't been true in years. If that's not true anymore, I don't think that it's correct and it's fair to advertise that. The reason that I also know that she's not lying and it's true is because there was also a Facebook post where somebody from the festival commented and said, "Oh, we average about 20,000 people per day." Well, 20 times 4 is not 150. So that was really disappointing to find out that they actually get about 80,000. Still sounds like a lot of people, but it's not. It's not. It's when it's half the number that you were told. They tell you every communication that you have, um, that to make sure, especially you newbies, bring a lot of inventory because you can sell out the first day. She told me in 9 years they've only ever seen one person sell out, and that person had about 20 of the items they were selling because they were very large, high ticket items. She said, I've never seen anybody sell out in 9 years, and especially not recently. But they tell you this. They gave us incorrect information, and every day we got an email about something else. The incorrect information was never fixed. It was frustrating on that part, like just like those little things like that just I thought were kind of uncool, especially from something that's been around for 42 years. You think 42 years, it's well established. So my space again was really good, except nobody wanted my space because it was next to a gigantic heater. And nobody wanted it because if the heat came on, it was hotter than hell. My plug, the power that I paid for, was about 10 feet in the air. I did not have a ladder, so I had to find one in order to plug in my power. There's a lot of false information and very false advertising given. So I walked out of there and I felt very strong and confident in myself making a decision that was the best for me and for my business. I did feel hypocritical doing something that I said I would never do. I do still feel like a hypocrite. I understand. And I'm sure somebody on here, they might not be commenting, I'm sure somebody here is judging me right now, and that's okay. I get it. I didn't leave an hour or two early, which I think I might as well just stuck it out. I left before the show opened. And I was talking again to my neighbors, and she said, "Oh, you're really leaving?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I can't do this." I said, "I can't waste my entire day here knowing already what I'm in for and knowing that I'm not coming back. Were barely even taking my business cards. It's not like I was like trying to set myself up there. And I tried to go into it positively. Day one, I text Eric and I said, listen, I know what we're used to numbers wise at shows. I understand this is different, but look at the cost difference in the booth and and everything. And I'm here and I'm also doing fun stuff with my family. I said, I'm going to try it again next year. I have a better plan. My positivity fell to the side by Friday. My positivity was gone. And so should I have sat there feeling miserable and unhappy and being unfriendly for 8 hours? I decided it was better that I didn't. My mom was like, hey, it's your decision. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Like, you decide what you want. I did text Eric, just my voice of reason, just to say, hey, before I do it, what do you think? And he didn't text me back because I think he fell asleep that morning. And I did it. And then by the time he texted me back, I said, oh, I already left. And he was like, oh, you left? I was like, oh, I'm gone. The stuff's in the car. I'm going to hang out with my sister before she has to go home tomorrow. And he was like, good for you. And he said, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you made a decision that makes you happy. So moral of the story, be cautious when you sign up for something. Do your due diligence. And if you don't, just be prepared for it to possibly not go your way. I wish you all well wishes if this is what you want to do. I know that this is not for me. I love doing quilt shows. I love selling cork and patterns and talking about my YouTube channel and doing all the fun stuff. I love that. I love teaching classes. I love that aspect of my business that I have established for 13 years. I don't love that other part. I tried it. I gave it my best. I tried to do something different. It didn't pan out. I'm burping a lot. Excuse me. I'm glad that I tried it. I wish that it had been better financially. The only thing I can say though, if I had doubled my sales and I had walked away with more money, Would I have then convinced myself to do it again next year and then regretted it? Possibly. I think it's probably better that the sales were low and that it pointed me in the right direction. I gave it a try. I put my best effort out there. But the thing that I will walk away from this holding on to is that for the first time ever in, and this doesn't happen a lot, I stood up for myself. I did what was right for me, and I made the decision that made me happy, and I'm not regretful in any way. I'm not even going to feel bad if I get an email later that says, I watched your YouTube video and I think you were wrong. I'm still not going to feel bad about it. I made the decision that I had to make. Do I understand a little bit better now sometimes why people pack up early at a quilt show? No. I still don't, because I still don't understand leaving an hour or two before it's over, but maybe someday I'll understand that. But I don't feel bad. I don't feel wrong about it. I feel very confident, and it kind of boosted something inside of me that I need. And one thing that my family will always tell you, my husband, my sister, my mother, I'm a pansy. I am not tough. I am not assertive. I am not I always tell you guys I'm not the bigger person if you start with me. I am not an argumentative person. I am never looking for a fight. I avoid conflict like the plague. I don't want it. I walk away from it. I will defend myself when I need to, but I don't just come in hot, like sleeves rolled up, ready to fight someone, unless it comes to my family. I will stand up for my husband. I will stand up for my mother, my sister. I'm there. I got their back. My good friends, I got your back. I don't usually have my back. I usually am like, well, I signed up. I guess I have to stay. Let me sit here and be miserable. Let me hate everything about it. I walked in there on Sunday and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get this pattern done. I have my AirPods. I'll edit my video that I need to get done. I'll make it work. And instead, I said, no. Like Charlie said, F that noise. I'm done. I'm not doing it. And I feel really good about myself. And that translated into me, this is a little personal note for you, going to an appointment with Eric on Tuesday, where he was feeling frustrated himself with a situation, where I told him what I would say if I was him, and instead he said, could you come with me? And I said, yeah. And I went, and I stood up for my husband. Not that he can't do it, not that he wouldn't do it, but Eric's version of standing up for himself sometimes leads to him being very angry, which I get. I can be passive aggressive and cut people down with my words without yelling. And I walked into his appointment with him. I let him say what he needed to say. And then I said, no, it's my turn. And I said what needed to be said, and I said it for him. And he got what he needed, and he got a prescription that he has been asking for a long time, that he really wanted, that his doctor did not want to listen to. And when he left us alone in the room, Eric just reached out and did this, and he gave me a little fist pound, and he was like, I should have brought you here earlier. And I was like, you should have. Apparently I'm a badass now. It won't last long. And then yesterday I cried. So, I'm just a puddle of emotions. But it gave me confidence to stand up for myself, which I needed more than anything else, because I really suck at it. But I did what I needed to do. I did meet some really great people in Pennsylvania. I had a great time hanging out with my sister. I got to know her girlfriend really well, which was awesome because she's coming to Thanksgiving. And so I got the pre-interview. I got to know her before the holidays. So it was, overall it was great. And this was the best part about the entire trip, the absolute best part. I said to my mom, we packed up, we were heading back to the Airbnb. I said, did you talk to Em? Did you tell her we were coming back? She goes, no, I didn't say anything. So, we just pulled up in the Airbnb, and my sister came out on the porch with the dog, and she goes, what are you guys doing here? I said, oh, I had the ride tickets for the amusement park in my bag. I brought them back to you. And she goes, you came all the way back here for that? I go, oh, that, and we packed up. We're done for the day. And she goes, seriously? I said, yeah. I said, you saw how bad it was on Friday. I said, I made the decision I needed to make. We're not staying. And when I walked in the kitchen, and understand that my sister is she's very much like my mom. They're not super touchy-feely, sensitive, emotional people. They're very blunt to the point. I walked in the kitchen and my sister walked over and gave me a hug, unprompted, and said, "I'm glad you're here." And I was like, "So am I. Now I want to cry." And she was like, "I'm going to take a shower. We're going to the park." And we went to the amusement park that we were there to visit. And we spent all day Sunday hanging out and eating. And we went on rides and we had an amazing time. And that was what I needed to be doing. And that was 100% where I needed to be and what I needed to be doing. And yeah. And then I came home and my dogs are now, they're not here anymore. They're sleeping over there. Have not left my side and they're making me never want to leave ever again. But yeah, that has been my adventure. 12:10. I talked your ear off for an hour and 10 minutes. But for those of you who enjoy this, I guess this is what you needed after 4 long weeks. And one of the things that that Eric also said to me, and don't worry, we're going to wrap this up real soon, is that, you know, he goes, "I understand that you needed to try this. I understand that you needed to see how things went and you needed to, you know, venture out and you wanted to see how things were." He's like, "Sell your jewelry on your website again. You know, if you want to make something, sell it there. Like, you already have a platform. Do what you need to do." He's like, I don't think that this is for you, but it was what you needed to try. And I totally respect that." He goes, "But just think about this," because Eric is my business partner and he is my life partner. And I'm like, "Are you upset that I kind of wasted a week?" And he was like, "I'm not upset about anything." He's like, "This is about you and you need to be happy." He goes, "But just think about this." He goes, "People on YouTube love you and you haven't seen them on a Friday in a month." He goes, "That's not fair to them." He's like, "You haven't been there to talk to them." He's like, "You have videos that you want to make and videos you need to edit." He's like, "You have a pattern that you desperately want to get done." He's like, "How long have you been trying to get this pattern done?" 3 years, but that's besides the point. He's like, you definitely have other things that would be a better use of your time and make you feel better." He's like, "You tried it, you gave it a good shot." He's like, "It just wasn't for you. Let the people that thrive at those things do those. And then you have something that you needed to try." And he's right. He's 100% right. And that is why he is my best friend. Some days I think he might be my only friend, but that's my own fault because I don't leave the house. But it made me feel good. And then I really felt good about myself. And so I'm not doing it again. If craft shows work for you and you thrive at them, good. Do it. Do it, please. You want to start a website? Do it. Do whatever makes you happy. Regret trying things and them not working over regretting not trying stuff. That's all that I can tell you. So you're my Velcro people. Kim, I'm here for it. You can Velcro yourself to me anytime you want. And Janelle, yes, I hope that you guys get a break. I hope that Milton's over soon. I'm your generic hook and loop person. No Velcro for Charlie. He's the generic. That's fine. Charlie, I did love your comment here though. Pansies blossom best in the bleak time of the year. Apparently October really is my time to shine. I got my sweatshirt, my earrings, the weather's cool, the leaves are changing, and I did what I needed to do. And absolutely, Heather, everything is worth a try. And try it. What are you going to do? You try it, it works. You try it, it fails. It doesn't matter. You tried it, you know? So thank you for the hugs. I always appreciate those. So next up on my roster, on my to-do list, which doesn't ever seem to get smaller, there is a new pattern that I am super hopeful will be sent to testers by Monday. I am super, super hopeful that they are going to get it because I am on the final step. I am just writing out the final step. I want to just go through it a couple more times, fix a couple pictures. Maybe I won't because it's going to the testers and I can just tell them, here's rough draft number 1. So you will be getting a new pattern very soon. I am super excited about it. Number 2, Yvonne, I can't believe I didn't give you a shout out. I feel like a big butthole right now. Yvonne, my biggest fan in the whole world, who I got to meet and have dinner with and get hugs from and hang out with her and her sister. I love you guys. Thank you again for making the trek to Florida and for saying hi and giving me all the hugs. And dinner was delicious. That's number 2. So new, I got sidetracked as usual. Nothing changes around here. So number 1, new pattern is going to testers soon. Kathy, be on the lookout for it. I am finishing it up, I hope today. Number 2, Cork Club for October will be shipping out by Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. So happy holiday weekend. I think a lot of you probably have a 3-day weekend and you're excited. So happy holiday weekend. It is now officially Indigenous People Day, correct? I'm correct. We don't say the other day anymore. So happy Indigenous People long weekend. Number 3, that was 2. Number 3, what did I also want to tell you? My brain doesn't work anymore. New cork is on the website. Restocks are, some are restocking right now. There are some manufacturing delays. I'm going to get restocks coming soon as I possibly can. I will get the Mormino watercolor roses on the website for pre-order. I will get those up soon. I will try to do that today. I'm trying to think of the whole list of things that I had written down that I wanted to do, or that I need to do. After this new pattern, you will be getting one more new pattern that you will not see because it is for the New Year's Eve mystery sew along. I'm also working on the next Zoom class. I am leaning towards obviously an existing pattern, but doing a tweak on an existing pattern that'll kind of be like an exclusive for the Zoom class. I'm thinking about doing it the same way, where you buy the kit and you get the class for free with it. And I didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. If you want to call it Columbus Day, I don't care if you just call it the long weekend in October. I'm just trying to be as politically correct and kind as I can be. It's not always easy, okay? I just told you I left a show early. I'm doing what I can do. So happy long weekend for everybody. Whatever you want to call it is good. So Zoom class will be coming. I'm hoping that next week I will have a date picked. I'm trying to settle a few other things before I can get that taken care of. I might be vending at a show in November, but I am trying desperately to get a hold of these people, and I'm having a hard time with that. Thank you, Shelly. Listen, I can't win one way or another. I'm just calling it happy long weekend in October. I may be going live with a friend soon. Nova, if you're out there, I am hoping to get that scheduled before October. Kelly, thank you for reminding me of that. That was on the list, but I couldn't remember. Open house. The only weekend that I have available for an open house is next weekend, and that's too late. I can't schedule something less than a week in advance. So as of right now, we're leaning towards doing an open house in November. Yes, I know, I'm in upstate New York. November is late. It's usually October. I get it. But you guys, Jess is tired. She's been gone for a month. In order to have an open house, I need to clean, prepare, I need to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I just don't think a week's time is fair to me or to you. We are leaning towards something in November, but again, I can't schedule it until I get the other answer that I need from this potential show that I might be going to. So as soon as we are set on that and I have the date picked, I will let you know. The holiday swap emails went out. I know that a lot of you missed out on it, and I am sorry that you did, but because I wasn't here, I didn't have a platform to announce it to everybody. It was announced on Facebook, and I know not everyone's on Facebook. Don't worry, we're gonna do it again. Make something for a friend of yours. Make a small swap group on your own. It'll be totally good. What else should I want to tell you? I think that has to be it because it's 12:18. I think that's going to be it. There's a lot of stuff that I have coming up. I'm doing a Patreon live sale, hopefully next week. I just need to, yes, Kelly, that's it. I need to restock. I need to get on my schedule again. Coming back from being gone for a month and not sleeping in my own bed for so long, I am super scatterbrained and I am not on a schedule. I'm trying really, really hard. Once I get myself back into my routine, things will start happening. If you need me, you can always email me. And if you yell at me, you'll just make me sad. So don't do that. Other than that, I'm done. I'm done. It's 12:19. I'm done. Have an amazing weekend. I will get updates going on things that are happening as they happen in the Facebook groups. You'll probably see them twice. I'll get it on Instagram. I'll do it everywhere that I can. I will be here again next Friday, as far as I know, and maybe I'll have even more fun things to tell you. Other than that, I'm done. Love you. Bye. That's all I have to say. Okay, you guys are awesome. Bye.